As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elsmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 85 2.0 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am joined as always by my co-host Andy. And how are you today, the day after the day before?
Deja vu. Well, we have done this once before because
Yes.
It was a good job you listened to it, because you could have just released the podcast that we did yesterday. And if you did, the Running the Red Line community would have gone absolutely crazy. There would have been uproar because it sounded like that. No joke, for 2.5 hours.
And the video did this.
Yeah. So, that's what happened yesterday. And it was, dare I say, it was a bloody good podcast as well.
It was a good episode, but you're never going to hear it. You're never going to hear it.
You will never hear it, no. So that was Friday. Yeah. Today is Saturday afternoon, and here we are again. So we're going to try and go again.
Yeah. So we recorded Friday daytime, and obviously we had some technical issues with the recording software that we use online. For some unknown reason, the video and the sound was corrupted. But we recorded yesterday daytime because Andy we were both supposed to go out last night, but you ended up going out and not me. And then we're trying again on Saturday afternoon. So tell us about the reason. Obviously we were both supposed to go, but it was a Halloween party yesterday. But I want to know about your costume, yours and Laura's costume, because you went as a duo.
Well, I was going to recycle, no joke, I had it in my Amazon basket. I was going to recycle the old joke of the Amazon of the elephant. I'd had it in my back because I was thinking, but I thought, no, I can't go to a fancy dress party as that again. And I was like, it's Halloween themed as well. So I was like, how can I make it Halloween themed? If you like, go as a dead elephant, that's just a bit morbid and just a bit sad. So,
and then you'd probably send the head back, even though it was covered in fake blood.
Yeah, exactly. I'll hopefully get a refund as well, because it weighs exactly the same. So we went, Laura and I are sort of big fans of Stranger Things, and we're very excited for the new series, which is upcoming in the next few weeks and months. And Laura went as a Demogorgon, and I went as Eddie. Now, I don't think there are too many male characters I probably could have gone as. I mean, I could have gone as Billy, but I don't know if I've got the body to pull that off, because you know the lifeguard scene.
Yeah, you could have gone as Hopper when he come out of the Russian prison.
What was he wearing?
Well, he was bald, wasn't he? He'd had all his head shaved off.
I could have done that. Yeah, could have done that. But instead, I went as Eddie, the leader of the Hellfire Club. So I got this Brian May level black wig, and I had to do a little bit of maintenance on the fringe because I couldn't see a thing. I felt like Cousin It, so I had to do a little bit of hairstyling before I went out. Laura went and got me. some things yesterday because I a lot of stuff I just don't own. She went and bought me a denim jacket, which I'm now keeping, by the way, because it's actually really nice.
Yeah.
So I got a denim jacket and just wore some old jeans, and that was it. That was my fancy dress costume. And Laura bought a Demogorgon onesie. So we bought a fancy dress sort of outfit or two outfits, but we're still gonna somehow wear them again because fancy dress can get expensive for a one-time usage only thing, can't it?
Yeah.
And like when I looked at some of the costumes, not only were they like 40 quid, they were awful. Some of the costumes, like if you type in what would be the most obvious thing to dress up as? I don't know, Spider-Man or Superman or Batman. Some of those costumes are they're like a one piece, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're made so badly.
Yeah, usually made by Smithies.
Yeah, Smithies basically. And but speaking of the devil, actually, Sam Bam, went as Batman, but like actual Hollywood film Batman.
Oh wow!
He didn't have like a cape or anything. He just had like the full bodysuit.
Yeah.
And it was quite convincing actually. It looked quite good.
Nice.
But yes, we had a good little party around Chris's, and he made some pizzas and some chicken wings, and it was very nice.
Yeah. I'm gutted I couldn't be there, but I've come down with tonsillitis, so I didn't want to spread my germs around.
So
last night
we talked about this in the pre-podcast, didn't we? About the pre-podcast.
Yeah.
That you said you got is it bacterial tonsillitis? You think you've got?
No, I think I've got viral
viral
tonsillitis. Yeah, because I've got a bit of a cold to go with it. But I sat on my own last night, and I cooked a pizza in my oven. Wasn't quite the same as coming to have fresh made pizza by Chris, but I struggled to eat it because swallowing has been really horrible over the last few days. It's like I've got a golf ball stuck in my throat. So yeah, it's quite sore, but it's all right. It is what it is, isn't it? But
tonsillitis, I used to suffer really bad with tonsillitis, but I touch wood, it hasn't really got me in the last, I don't know, 10 to 15, maybe longer years.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like I get cold sores quite badly. I feel like it's one of those things where if you've had it from a young age, you're prone to getting it again. And some people never have had a cold sore, have never have had tonsillitis. But if you've had it, I mean, we all could get it at any point, I guess. But it really is horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. I used to have it constantly when I was a kid. It was like the one thing that would take me out constantly. But it's all right. I even had my my Halloween costume ready to go as well. I was gonna recycle a Halloween costume and so this is the thing. And it inspired me to rewatch the film that it's from. The other day, and I was watching the film, and I was like, I wonder how long ago this was, and it made me realize how old the costume I was going to recycle as well was. But see if you can guess who I was going to be. So it's it's like a black trousers and black top, and it's got skeleton bones up the legs and like the skeleton rib cage and pelvis and everything, and then skeleton down the arms. And then I was going to wear a grey zip up hood over the top.
What, like? I don't know. Something to do with like the Nightmare Before Christmas or something. I don't know.
Some people might guess Karate Kid, but it's not. It is the party. So the final part of Donnie Darko.
Oh, that's a niche one. That's quite niche. I watched Donnie Darko as a student once. That's all I can remember. Somewhere there's like a bunny or there's a big rabbit. Yeah.
So so it's Donnie Darko's like costume, and when Donnie Darko came out, my sister made me this costume, so I got a black pair of trousers and a black top, and she made me the bones, painted them on some canvas and stuck them on and everything. And I've still got it.
Right.
And I was like, how old must this costume be? When do you reckon Donnie Darko came out?
Well, I think I watched it as a student when I was 2004. So I'd say, 03, 04, maybe.
2001 it came out.
Was it? Oh my God.
24 years ago.
Oh God. And it's still been in your wardrobe all this time.
Yeah.
Has it not been like ravaged by moths or anything like that?
No, it's okay. But yeah, it was at my mum and dad's. I found it in my wardrobe when I went round to my mum and dad's not so long back. I've still got loads of clothes in my old wardrobe. It's terrible. Yeah. But there we go.
I bet you've got loads of old costumes and stuff, haven't you? Or have you got loads of Yeah. Maybe we should have done for this one a fancy dress. Maybe I should just go and get me wig and stick it on.
Next Friday's Halloween.
Should we do a Halloween themed?
I think we should, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do a fancy dress running the red line next week.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. That sounds good. Yeah.
And make it a surprise. Don't tell us what it's going to be.
Okay. All right. Oh God, I don't have to spend another 30 quid on my outfit, do I? Right. I might just get the wig on again. But one thing you made me, I didn't realise until you said it. We're on. Did you say episode 85?
Yes.
Well, recently it was my 40th birthday, and my sister didn't know what to get me, so she got me a mug. Cheers, Cheryl. Yeah, not a nice 40th birthday present. But it says all the interesting things that happened in my birth year. So what? That's another thing I was going to mention. We're going to have a start of the podcast quiz to do with 1985. To cut a long story short, we probably spent about 20 minutes on this segment yesterday. But guess what's coming back next week? The end of the podcast quiz. It will come back for once a month at the end of every month. We're going to do the final Friday of the month, end of the podcast quiz. Basically, because I was having a chat with a guy called Brad Price, who is binge listening to our podcasts from the start.
What from the first episode?
From the very first episode, and he said that he's going to try and get up to date by Christmas. But he said that it's going to take over his life.
What episode is he on? If he's going to try and get them done by Christmas?
Well, he just quoted to me yesterday the Gary Barlow incident and Mumbai Bye Bye and Audi partner and some of those questions, some of those answers. So I guess he's about 25 or something like that.
Okay.
And,
so that leaves him 60 episodes. And they're all about 2 hours long.
Yeah. So that's 120 hours worth of listening. That's going to be. Well, he said it's literally already taking over his life. He said he has no life now. Just listens to our podcast. Said he on the way to work, on the way home, at work.
Yeah. He's going to lose his job because he's listening to a question about Gary Baldy's.
He will. He'll absolutely lose it all. And we're to blame. But, so he said he's given himself... Well, I don't know why I said this, but I was like, you've got till Christmas. I shouldn't really have given him a target because it sounds like he's already losing the battle. But, he said he's looking forward to his shout-out around about Christmas time. So, Brad, welcome... Well done for getting up to date.
Well, welcome to the present, Brad. Welcome
to the present. You can have your life back now. So anyway, that's Brad Price, and
actually no, because if he's caught up by Christmas, this one he'll be listening to in a couple of months' time. So welcome to 2 months ago, Brad.
It's going to be like 2026, isn't it? By the time he's caught up, maybe 2027. But anyway. So this mug, let's test some of your, again, talking about yesterday's podcast, by the way, we spent a good, I reckon, half an hour, because we always do an opening gambit about nonsense, don't we?
Yeah.
I reckon we were talking for about 45 minutes about action figures, weren't we? and your collectibles. So now it's going to
yeah.
be about this mug.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the top movie of 1985 was?
Mm.
And this may or may not be true because it's all to do with this mug.
Top Gun.
Good answer. Any other advances on that one? It's not that.
Okay.
Legendary soundtrack, or at least legendary openings, legendary song. Great theme tune. A bit like, say, Jurassic Park. Famous theme tune that goes with it.
Yeah.
Interesting props and gadgets in this film,
Oh,
and some
okay.
big characters.
Interesting props and gadgets. Back to the Future.
Correct.
Yes.
Very good. What was the top toy bought in 1985?
Cabbage Patch Doll.
What's that? I don't even know what that is. Is that
What?
a Cabbage Patch doll?
Yeah. Do you not remember those?
I'm going to have to Google that.
There were dolls that looked like a cabbage, and you wrapped them, and it became like a cuddly toy doll.
Yeah, you type in Cabba, and the first thing that comes up is Cabbage Patch Kids and Cabbage Patch Doll. Cabbage Patch Doll. Let's have a look. Oh, right. Yeah, I think I recognise them, but no. God, they're a bit weird looking.
Okay, if it's not Cabbage Patch Kids, Mighty Max. Can you remember that?
No. I'm showing my youth here, and you're showing your age.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I think this is gettable for you.
Okay.
And having the chat that we had yesterday about your collectibles.
Okay, so Transformers.
Yes. Yes. But which one?
Which Transformer? Optimus Prime or...
Yes.
Oh, it was Optimus Prime. I was going to say Optimus Prime or possibly Hot Rod or Bumblebee.
Again.
They're all Autobots. Or if you were going to go for the bad guys, Megatron. Or Soundwave. Oh, Soundwave. Yes.
All right. You're having a great time here, aren't you? You're really rolling back the years, aren't you?
Rolling back the years.
Can I just say, what an underrated vocalist is Mick Hucknall. What a singer.
It's because he's a ginger goblin. That's why. That's why it's underrated.
But I reckon, Fairground.
Oh, great tune.
Well, I was going to say, Fairground literally feels like an assault on my ears. I can't stand it. A bit like Kylie Minogue, I can't get you out of my head. It's like, I shouldn't like that song. Everything about that song I shouldn't like. Like, I don't even like the lyrics or the way it's sung, but I just love that song. And I love the thought of coming home to you, even if I know we can make it. Absolutely brilliant song. But Stars, what an album, Simply Red.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fantastic as a vocalist. He's incredible.
Yeah, big Michael Hucknall. But speaking of that, what was the biggest song of the year? I'll give you a clue. It was a power ballad.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Locomotion, but no.
And I think
power ballad.
I think it was I think she might be an American artist, but you'll know the song.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, great answer, but no, Bonnie Tyler. She's Welsh, isn't she?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's Welsh. Holding out for a hero. Mega song. Famously covered by Celine Dion, this song.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. The same song has the same title of a song by Not Tears for Fears. It might be Tears for Fears. And there's another band, Huey Lewis and the News. They've got the same song title.
Hip to be square. What a great song. I know it's not that, but what a great song that is.
What an intro with that guitar. Oh my God. Yeah. Is it Ultravox?
It's I'm trying to think of Huey Lewis and the News songs. Back in Time, the Back to the Future song.
No.
What's the other Huey and Lewis song? They've got another massive big banger.
Oh no, it's Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I had to Google it.
Oh, okay.
All three songs have got the same title, but the one you're looking for is by an artist called Jennifer Rush.
Oh, Jennifer Rush. Oh, what's her song? Ah, yes.
And Sea Lion Dion covered it. I can't wait for the end of the podcast quiz next week. This is already great stuff.
I know, yeah.
I've already got you on the ropes.
Jennifer. I know, Jennifer Rush. I'm trying to think of what's called Frankie Goes to Hollywood songs, and it's not Relax, and it's not Two Tribes. It's
that's Duran Duran, I do believe, isn't it?
Is it Two Tribes? Is that
Two Tribes go to war. Oh,
is that Duran Duran?
Maybe that is Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I'm gonna have to Google that now because that might be live, mightn't it?
I don't think it's
no. Oh, I'm thinking of Wild Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Which is an equally weird song that I love.
Song.
Wild boys always shine. What does that even mean?
Wild boys.
Wild boys. Oh God, it's just imagine how was that the height of coolness in the 80s? Wild boys.
Oh mate.
Oh God.
The Power of Love.
Correct. The whispers in the morning of lovers sleeping tight.
Yes.
I forgot why. Oh yeah, right. I'll do one more because we literally could be here all day. Awesome people born in this year. I'll let you know. Were Michael Phelps, Keira Knightley. No, Andy Maguire was born. Yeah, that's the top one. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lewis Hamilton, and Anna Kendrick. Don't know if she should be on that list or not, but some people would.
Anna Kendrick. I tell you what, I rate Anna Kendrick. I think she's
as a singer or an actress or a bit of everything.
Both. But one of the reasons I rate her is there's a musical called The Last 5 Years. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yep.
Which is a Jason Robert Brown musical.
Yeah.
And the film version of it is Anna Kendrick, and she is very good in it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a very good film version of a musical. I was quite impressed.
Right. Okay.
Laura's
obsessed with her because she's in a trilogy of films. Pitch Perfect. Yeah. She loves her because of that.
Brilliant. The a cappella in Pitch Perfect is amazing.
I've seen number one. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But do you know?
And Trolls.
Yeah, she is in Trolls.
Yeah.
With The Last 5 Years, do you know what the storyline is? It's really clever how it works.
No,
so
I don't know.
it's the story of two like a couple who in America who meet and have a relationship and then break up within 5 years. But the start of the musical is at 5 years in for the woman and at the start at the first year for the bloke. And then as you go through the musical, it gets to halfway where they're exactly joining each other, and then it continues and she goes towards year one and he goes towards the end. So it's basically like the two stories crossing over each other in timelines. So you get to see the end of her relationship but the start of his, and then by the end it's the other way around. It's very clever.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plot twist. Yeah. Well, in Power was Margaret Thatcher. On the throne, Elizabeth II. We know that. Ronald Reagan was in the White House.
Yes, he was.
The average house price, what would you say it was?
What, in the UK?
Yeah, in the UK, yeah.
In the 80s, it's got to be average house price, probably somewhere around 60,000.
29,500.
Yeah.
I've just googled the approximate house price in the UK is 273,000.
Yes.
So that is a little bit of inflation there.
So house prices have gone up 10 times. Has wages gone up 10 times? No, of course they haven't.
No. A couple of last ones. Price of a pint of milk. It's a classic thing to ask to a politician.
Back in the 80s, probably for a pint of milk, probably would have been about 25p.
Woohoo! 23! Not far. Not far off. And a loaf of bread?
Loaf of bread, about 16p.
No, 40, apparently.
Oh, more. Okay.
Yeah. So, because what would you say a loaf of bread is now? About 120?
Well, it depends what brand you go for.
Yeah, if you go for a Hovis multigrain or something,
yeah, it's going to be like £2.50 for one of them.
Yeah. By the way, have you ever eaten? We did this for a while. Thank God we don't have the allergies. But we did the. This is awful for anyone that does have allergies, and I do apologise. But like, have you ever eaten gluten-free stuff and the free from stuff? That stuff is so expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it's like £3 a loaf of bread and everything. I feel so bad for those guys.
And because it's got no gluten, it's crumbly as hell.
I know. I feel it's just such a miserable thing to have to deal with. So yeah, I'm very, very fortunate that I don't have to.
Yes.
And
definitely.
the last question: best-selling car. Now you've only got one go at this.
Best-selling car in the UK.
In the UK, I think you could get this. Well, I would have thought the UK. Looking at this,
1984.
85.
Lynn, I'm not driving a mini metro.
I'll just speak over you.
1984. I'm going to go.
1985. I'm not 41 and 40.
Oh, sorry, no. 1980. That was so Partridge. That was so Partridge.
I'm 40, you cheeky git.
I don't know whether to go for 80s.
Go on, you can give us a 50-50.
It's probably a bit too early for a Ford Escort. So I'm going to go for something really rubbish, but probably was very high selling. An Austin Maestro or a Montego.
So go on, what's your final answer?
Is it a British firm?
Yes. No, international, but it's a very British car.
I don't know the names of any, but some type of Rover.
Should I give you a clue?
Yeah.
You've said it.
Oh, is it a Ford Escort? It was. I thought it'd be a bit too early for a Ford Escort, because Escorts really became big in the early 90s, didn't they? So, because the early Escorts in the 80s were like the Mark I and Mark II, which are now sought after.
When you were let's say, I don't know, 8 or something like that, when you've got early memories of, I don't know, going to see family or whatever, and what cars did your family have as like what couple of cars or so did your family have? Because we had a Montego. You mentioned the Montego.
Yeah.
We had an estate Montego. But my dad was a bit dodgy thinking about it, because I swear, well, he did. He used to buy cars cash from people at the pub. and he'd go, he'd go to the pub, and he'd come home in a different car. I'm like, Dad, haven't you just had 6 pints as well? He's like, yeah, we don't need to talk about that. And yeah, he came home in with Montegos and stuff. But when I was the two cars I remember were the Montego, and we had a Renault 5, which was just legendary car. Yeah, a red Renault 5.
I love a Renault 5. They're so cool. They're such a weird shape, but awesome.
Yeah,
the Renault 5 Turbo is just, it's a classic.
I reckon we had it until about 93, 92, and then I don't know what we had after that. I can't remember now. But yeah. Renault 5 and the Montego.
Yeah, I remember. See, because my dad did scrambling, he used to ride motocross when I was little. So we used to go like to the motocross every weekend. So he had like big vans and stuff for towing the trailer with the bikes on and things, so we could stay in it over the weekend. So I remember those. He had a bay window camper, because I remember being in that, and we've got photos somewhere of me and my sister being little and tiny in the back of a camper.
Like a VW, like the one you've got?
Yeah, like I've got, yeah.
Ah, wicked.
Yeah, I can't really I remember he had a Beamer at one point.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, BMWs are everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're affordable because you have to work very hard to have one, but they are everywhere. But I feel like in the 90s or early 90s, they were a bit less affordable as maybe they are now. So things like Mercedes and BMWs were quite rare, or a bit more rare than they are now, maybe.
Yeah. I remember I think it was one of my sister's first cars. It was an old Beamer. It wasn't like a new one at the time. It was secondhand. And I remember being in it, and we were going across crossroads, and someone smashed into the side of it.
Oh God!
And wrote it off, which was that was rubbish.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because my sister and my brother are quite a bit older than me, so when they were learning to drive, me and my other sister were still quite little. So yeah, I just remember being in the back whilst that happened.
Oh dear.
But I can't remember any of it. And he had several pickups and vans and stuff like that as well. Because of his job, because he was a lorry driver during the week. So he always used to have tools and stuff in the back to go and fix his lorry.
So first car for you then? We've probably had this chat. What was your first car when you first got your driving license? Were you 17?
No, I didn't get my...
You had a bike, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a motorbike when I was 17. Well, when I was 16, I had a motorbike on my provisional. And then I passed my bike test when I was 19 and got a bigger bike. And then my first car I got when I was 21, I think. Yeah. And it was Mark 1 Golf, and I've still got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it? No, not the Jetta.
No. It's a Mark 1 Golf, and it's a 3-door tin top, and yeah, it's a car I would love to get back running and back on the road, and but it needs quite a bit of work. So at some point I need to do it.
I'm just having a look at what a tin top Mark 1 Golf would look like.
Tin top just means it's not got a sunroof and it's not a convertible.
I see. I can totally see. It's not a million miles from what your car now.
Oh yeah, so a Jetta is basically a Golf with a boot, more or less.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like the saloon version of the hatchback. But my Jetta's a Mark II, so it's a Mark II Jetta, so it'd be like the Mark II Golf. Whereas, yeah.
So you've still got it?
Yes.
And where did that car come from?
So I bought it off one of my friends at the time. His dad had it for sale, and I was like, I've always wanted a Mark 1 Golf. They were my favourite like cars, other than a Porsche 911 Turbo from the 80s.
Yeah.
my dream car was a Mark 1 Golf, and they had one for sale. So I was like, yes, please, I would like to buy that.
You'd really like a Porsche 911 Turbo?
When I was a kid, that was my dream car. A red 911 Turbo with a big black whale tail.
I was a Ferrari Testarossa, early 80s.
Yes.
That's the car I used to love stuff, which is why I love the Wolf of Wall Street
Yeah.
film so much, because some of the cars in that.
His Lamborghini Countach.
Which scene is that? The one
That's
when he's
the one where
in the country club.
When he's drunk and he's driving home and he falls out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That white Countach
yeah.
is amazing.
That must have been, imagine, because some of those scenes, you see him driving that car like into a tree or into a wall. So that must have been a real car to do that in. That must have been, what a toy to play around with for the day. But Testarossa, what I used to really like those early 80s Testarossas. They used to look so cool. But my first car was the opposite. So again, my old man came home. I was 17, and was like, right, Andrew, I've got you a car to learn to drive in. All my friends at school had got nice new cars. You know, at the time it was like Peugeot 206s or that sort of thing. You know that scene in The In-Betweeners when Simon's dad comes round the corner with that yellow monstrosity, that
with
Fiat.
the red door.
Yeah, and he's like, oh my God. So he'd bought a bright turquoise out the pub, 400 quid.
Nissan Micra.
What do you call it? Vauxhall Nova.
Oh, yes.
It was quite legendary at school, actually, because it was so legendary, because it was pretty crap, compared to a lot of my friends.
Well, the Vauxhall
who had Metros
Nova,
and
the Vauxhall Nova was the car of the 90s, weren't it? That all the chavvy boys wanted, because you could put a big exhaust on it and put a spoiler on the back and put some alloys on it.
Yeah,
and you could pretend you're the king.
Yeah, this was like from one, old lady owner from new, and not souped up or anything. In fact, if anything, it was the opposite to have been lowered. You could see it was probably about 4 foot off the ground. That's what it felt like, because it was the suspension was so high, and it was that was I remember one time driving that car. It was dodgy towards the end. The radio set on fire outside the Sugarbrook, which is now the KFC on the A38 in Bromsgrove. And I was only around the corner from my house at the time, and I had a car full of people, and it was an electric fire as well. So it was like quite a rapid, strong smelling smoke. So all I could do was kind of drive like this. I was driving with my head out the window, and everyone had their heads out the window with the doors open until I could pull over. And strangely, no one ever wanted a lift home.
No.
But the Vauxhall Nova was my.
When I was at school, the cars that everybody wanted was the Vauxhall Nova, the Citroen Saxo, or what was the other one? There was one other one as well.
Wasn't a Metro? Was it just a normal Metro?
No, but loads of people had Metros because they were cheap.
I had a Metro, and I bought it from someone when I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and it had something called, you'll know what this is. It had
hydroelastic suspension. No,
it had a big bore exhaust, and I didn't know what that was. And I looked at it on a car park and said, "Yeah, go on, I'll have that." I gave this guy 650 quid. Put the key in the ignition. He'd driven off, and the noise, it sounded like I was in Monte Carlo. Like the noise, and I thought, what have I just bought? I'm the opposite of a petrolhead. I'm the opposite of someone who knows cars or wants a car like this. Why have I just bought this? And it was so loud. And it was, again, I'd bought this car because I'd looked at the seat. This is what was on my, top list of priorities. What's a CD player like? Has it got a Clarion CD player?
And with the dolphins swimming across the screen.
yeah. And it had a multi-disc changer in the boot. So I was like, yeah, go on, I'll have that. 650 quid. Didn't even realise that he'd got a sub in the boot and, speakers on the back seat. So I put like BRMB on. That's a blast from the past. Do you remember BRMB?
Yeah.
And something like, I don't know, Sugar Babes came on, and I literally nearly destroyed my eardrums because of the sound of the sound system and also the sound of the exhaust. I had that car for about 8 weeks, and I just sold it on to someone else because I was like, I can't drive. I can't drive this around. But sorry, what were you saying about? Did you work out what the other car was?
No.
Would it have been an Escort maybe?
No. It was another like sporty hatchback, like the Nova and the Citroen Saxo and the Vauxhall Corsa. That's what it was. Vauxhall Corsa.
Of course, everyone had a Corsa at school. Yeah. But yeah, Peugeot 206 was massive when I was learning to drive in 2003.
Yes.
Loads of people had one of them. Yeah, like you said, the Saxo was big, and the Corsa, that old school Corsa as well. That turn of the 2000s Corsa was legendary.
Yeah, where it started to get curvy.
Yes.
Because the one before it was quite square, and then it started to become a little bit more curvy, didn't it?
Yeah. But I did you have a nickname for any of your cars? Because for some reason, my car developed the nickname of the Chicken. I don't know why. that Vauxhall Nova, it was known as the Chicken. So that's what everyone knew it in the common room as. Instead of like, do you want to go out down to Corner Kitchen in Bromsgrove to get a sandwich? We'd be like, do you want to go in the Chicken to get a Corner Kitchen? That'll be if anyone's from Bromsgrove, that'll be a walk down memory lane. Corner Kitchen. That was brilliant. Great sandwich place that was. Anyway. We're 40 minutes in.
Yeah, should we talk about some running?
We definitely should.
Well, I was going to say, because we did talk about this yesterday, but I'm not sure whether I saved you or whether I ruined your dreams from spending £260 the other day. But you had it in the basket ready to go, and then you sent me a message saying, shall I? I'm very tempted. And I was like, do you really need? It's a lot of money on a pair of shoes.
Yeah, I could have bought a Citroen Saxo or something for that amount, couldn't I? I couldn't have bought a Vauxhall Nova. Yeah, so I had the Fast R3 Say Sky collaboration shoes in my basket, in my size, because of course within 3 hours of the drop, they'd all sold out. But it was like some sort of, I don't know, message from above. Only my size was left, and it says, "Hurry! 18 other people looking at this right now." And I was like, I'll text Brett, see what he says. So I sent him a screenshot, and you're like, do you really need these? And I thought about it, and I went, nah, I don't think I do. So, and I was talking to Kieran about this, Kieran Turner, and he said, they're not the best looking though, are they? And the more I've thought about it, they're brown. They're brown. Do I need to say any more? They're brown. So something Bear Grylls would have worn. But,
what would you say? What would you say the colorway was like?
They are called brown, but it's like a camo, isn't it?
I know. That's what I mean. Yeah. So they're like, I don't know. It's like someone's got a pack of Maltesers and stamped on them.
Yeah. It is like a weird. I'm looking at it now. It is a weird, almost camouflagey, white, beigey, browny, and the sole is almost like a mahogany, isn't it? Sort of colour.
A rich mahogany.
Yeah.
Like Ron Burgundy would say.
Yeah. That sounds stupid. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm 260 quid. I think if you can afford it, you can afford them. But I don't really think I can. Really.
Yeah.
Because I like to have shoes that do more than, especially race day shoes. I like to have shoes that can do at least three distances, I would have thought.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't feel confident taking them over 10K, really. I wouldn't feel that confident taking them over 5K because there's no support in the heel for your calf, is there?
No.
And with that really aggressive rocker, you're going to be up on your toes, aren't you, for quite a long time. And I don't know.
Because there's a lot of people who have had calf issues with them, isn't there? There's a lot of people who haven't, and I have used them for a marathon and have run quite well. But then there's half of the people who have had calf issues over a longer distance. So
I know there will be people listening to this going, why didn't you just get them? Because they are literally the best shoe around. But it depends what your version of best shoe is. Because for me, I really like a shoe that can have a good go at all the distances. Like I'd say the Adios Pro 4 is very similar to the Vaporfly 1 in that regard, because I could wear the Alpha Fly 1s, because I could wear my Alpha Flies for 5K, or I could wear them for a marathon. And the Adios Pro 4s, I get the feeling, are very similar.
Yes. They're the first Adios Pro that I would take down to a 5K. Like the Pro 3, I don't think I'd run a 5 or a 10K in them. I'd run half or a marathon in them. Whereas the Pro 4, I'd be very tempted to try and run a good 5K in them.
Which is interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes the firmness is what you look at for the faster, shorter stuff.
Yeah.
And the Adios Pro 4s are maybe a bit squidgier than the 3s.
Yeah.
But they've just got this rapid response thing about them, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I wore them for my half for Bruges, and I've got my 5K in them, my fastest 5K all year in them as well. And I would attest them to being as good, if not the best shoe I've worn. I still think the Alpha Fly 1 slightly pips them, but that's only because I've worn them more, if you know what I mean. I've got a secret cheeky race tomorrow. Which is a 10K, which I'm going to wear the Adios Pro 4s for, just to see what they're like over 10K. But I imagine if a half marathon they work for me, 5K they work for me, surely 10K they should work for me. But yeah, going back to these Puma Fast R3s, I just think they're just a little bit too expensive for me to take the gamble. If they were 50 quid cheaper, if that started with a 1, if they were 199 quid, I probably would get them. But psychologically, they're closer to 300 quid.
Yeah.
Every time anybody ever asks me, why didn't you get them? Because they're nearly 300 quid, and I don't know if I'm going to like them. So that's really the long and short of it.
Yeah. See, that's one of the reasons I've stuck to Adidas so much, is because I know they work. I know I like them. And I don't want to spend £200 on a pair of shoes that I might not get on with.
And it would be a completely different feeling, wouldn't it? You know, like wearing, if you wore these Nike Vomeros, for example, you'd be like, what is this? This doesn't feel like Adidas. So you'd run differently. You might injure yourself because if you do run differently, you can. If you deliberately run differently or accidentally, you can injure yourself, can't you? So
yeah. Didn't you? So you didn't buy the Fassar 3s, but you did buy make a cheeky shoe purchase, didn't you, recently?
Yeah, I did do a sort of 1 a.m. vintage purchase yesterday, as well, Thursday night. So I bought some more Alpha Fly 1s. So I found them for 50 quid. It's not really a cheeky offer, but I offered this guy 45 quid. He said, yeah, go on, I'll have them. He said, yeah, deal. I wish I'd have gone lower now. Wish I'd have said 35. But so I've got them for 45 quid, which I don't think is too bad for Alpha Fly 1s. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how many miles they've done. I don't know because he doesn't know. I said, how many miles have they done? He said, I don't know. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to have them anyway. Yeah. Because I know I like the shoes, and I probably won't race in them. I'll probably just use them for long runs.
Oh, okay.
Probably won't race in them.
Because the thing is, though, with those Alpha Fly 1s, you can tell when they've done a lot of mileage because the soles wear down quite quickly, don't they? So if they look in decent nick, then they must be okay.
And they actually look better. The outsoles look better than the ones I've got currently.
Oh, so yeah, they might not have done that much at all then.
So you never know. This guy might run with impeccable form. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he might have just run 800 miles on the treadmill. I don't know.
Yeah.
But made of silk. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wait and see. And if worst comes to worst, I could even sell them. I could even put them back on Vinted. Or I could just use them for training runs. But a lot of people will put 1,000 miles into Alpha Flies, which is crazy. But they will just keep using them because they like the feel of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think I might just keep them in the wardrobe and just keep them there for long runs. And yeah, whether I race in them or not, we'll wait and see when I actually see them. But hopefully the air bubbles are okay, because it's difficult to see if an air bubble's gone from a picture.
Yeah, but surely if he's being quite upfront with you asking questions and stuff, he would have said that if the air bubbles popped.
Yeah, because by the looks of it, they look good. They look in decent condition. They don't look like they've been absolutely, beaten to within an inch of their life. They look like they've only done a couple of 100 mile, maybe less, 100 mile maybe.
Yeah.
But looks can be deceiving on Vinted.
Yeah.
So
well,
we shall see.
I did the same the other week, scrolling on Vinted, and do you know I bought a pair of Pro 2s, Adios Pro 2s, which are in very good condition, hardly been used. I did exactly the same, and was scrolling and spotted another pair of Pro 2s.
Nice.
And
what colourway did you go for?
Came in the box, which is very good that they actually came in the original box. But they are the blue and like pink colourway, which quite nice. But again, hardly been used, and they've still got the texture on the outsole, so they've done hardly anything.
And you're a big fan of the Pro 2, aren't you?
Yeah. I've bought them mainly for workouts and stuff, but I might use them for a couple of races every now and then. But I've got two pairs of them now, and I'm not even running properly yet.
So have you run a PB in recent years in those shoes, in Pro 2s? Would you race in them or train in them?
I don't think I've ever actually raced in my first pair of Pro 2s. I don't think I ever actually raced anything in them, because by the time I came round to running a marathon again, the Pro 3s were out. So I bought a pair of Pro 3s to run the first Manchester I did in. I don't think I've actually run a race in them, but I love them. They're real nice, really poppy.
Have they just got like almost a bit of a Takumi feel about them? Quite slim and
they feel like a Takumi. So do you know your Takumi 8s? They feel like an 8 or a 9. So the same sort of feel of that midsole and the rods, but with a bit more stack, so a bit more cushion underneath you.
So fairly firm, because I feel like the Takumis aren't that comfortable, but that's not really why you wear the Takumis, is it? So
they are a lot firmer than the Pro 3 and the Pro 4, obviously, than the Pro 4. They are a lot firmer, but that gives you that poppy, fast feeling. You just want to get going in them.
Isn't it interesting the way, like, I've just bought some Alpha Fly 1s which were made, I don't know, in 2019 or whatever it was. You've just bought these Pro 2s that are probably 4 years old, maybe more. Like, isn't it funny that here we are in 2025, nearly 26, and the shoes that we are really most excited about getting are what were made years ago. Because the shoes now, sometimes I think it's possible for some shoes to be overcomplicated, or or the brands have tried to put too much into it. Like, you know,
it's like the Alpha Fly. if Nike just released the Alpha Fly 1 again, they would sell so many pairs because there are so many people out there just crying out for a pair of Alpha Fly 1s.
Yeah. People
But
have paid 300 quid as well.
You can't get them anywhere. But if Nike, because they've got the patterns, they know exactly how to make them. They just need to put them together. But yeah, I don't know if they won't because they're trying to push the fact that they've advanced technology and the Alpha Fly 3 is the pinnacle of what they make. And there's no point going backwards because they weren't as good. But if you ask anybody who's worn all of the Alpha Fly versions, they always say the Alpha Fly 1 was the best version.
Well, I'm not as pro Adidas as maybe you are, but I'd say the majority of my running shoes currently is Adidas, but I still like Nike, and I still kind of not root for them, but I still really want them to design something that gets them back up to the top of the market, because they've been lacking for a long time, haven't they? But what I really want to try is the Alpha Fly 3s, because I've never had them on my feet apart from for about 30 seconds in Sports Direct. Because have we talked about this on the podcast where Sports Direct in Birmingham have got all the top lines of all the shoes?
Oh yeah, you said just before you bought your Vomeros, you tried them on.
Yeah, so I would recommend that, going into your sort of local city centre and going to a Sports Direct, because they've got all the top running shoes, and yeah, tried some Alpha Fly 3s on, really like them, and they felt similar to obviously the Alpha Fly 1s, but I would just love to know how much of a difference, if anything, because I think the Quiney boys, especially Todd, I think he's a massive Alpha Fly 3 over the 1 fan, isn't he?
Oh, really?
I think I might be wrong about that. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure he's got Alpha 3s. There's Carl as well. I can't remember what they prefer to run in.
I know KQ's got some Vaporflies that he uses quite a lot.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's what they use.
He's got the black and gold colourway, hasn't he, of the Vaporfly 2, is it?
Oh, that was a good shoe. I've got the Vaporfly 2 in that Ekiden colour, that sort of golden colourway. Yeah, that they were a good shoe. But yeah, I would love to have a crack with the Alpha Fly 3s. And again, that's one thing we were chatting about at the Lost podcast, was fakes, and how many fakes are out there because of... like I keep getting on my Instagram, every third story on your Instagram is it's a advertisement for Temu or something like that. Well, it is for me anyway. What's the other one? Sheen or Shine, whatever you call it. Those dodgy Chinese things. And the Temu are selling Alpha Fly 3s and Adios Pro 4s. And you're like saying, well, they're not though, are they? Because why would they be 78 quid? They can't be Alpha Fly 3s. Yeah. So they're obviously fakes. But why would anybody buy them apart from having the wool pulled down, pulled over their eyes? Yeah. Why would anyone think they are better or as good? Or well, it's obvious, isn't it? Because I think they're getting a good deal. Yeah,
it's the classic thing. If a deal seems too good to be true, it normally is too good to be true. But some people get.
Do you remember that program, The Real Hustle, BBC Three in the mid-noughties? Oh, what a show!
No, those two guys and the woman who would always show you how to hustle people and how to rip people off and stuff.
Oh, that was what a show that was. I remember it was Jess. She was called Jess, I think. I'm just looking at it now. It looks so 90s. Oh, it's so naughty. Sorry. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look for them on YouTube. Do you ever look for old TV shows and watch them on YouTube?
I don't think I have. No,
I do, and I go down a rabbit hole and I get obsessed. The latest one I've been watching is Airline. Do you remember that about EasyJet?
Yeah,
it's basically people complaining about how they've missed a flight. or not being allowed on a flight because they're
Yeah.
too drunk or something.
Yeah, it's their own fault they haven't caught their flight, but it's everyone else's fault, really.
Yeah. And it always used to swap between, I think, Liverpool and Luton. Was it the John Lennon
Yes.
Airport and
Yeah,
Luton?
yeah.
I think that's where the two EasyJet flagships are or something like that. And I just remember I love that show. And I found some of them on YouTube and I started binge watching them. And some brilliant
Yes.
episodes.
Do you remember what's it called as well? David Williams and
Yeah, Come Fly With Me.
Come Fly With Me, made basically a rip-off comedy version.
That was gold. What was his name? Tarek, the guy on the guy who like drove people through the airport
Yeah.
on like a little quad bike thing. Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some absolutely brilliant characters in that. Yeah. Sorry, we digressed again. So fakes. Where were we? Fake shoes and stuff.
Yeah, fakes on Temu and stuff. Because if you're not careful, Vinted's full of them as well. Full of fakes. You have to be really careful. But if you know what you're looking for, you can sort of tell which are the fakes and which aren't.
Well, let me go on. I'll go on Vinted right now.
And normally it's like the printing or the text on it is slightly off. It's like in the sneakerheads market, like there's all fake Jordans and everything, but it's always slightly wrong. Like the Jumpman logo is slightly off. It's in a different position or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I've just had a notification saying stay safe and how to spot the scams. But if I type in Alphafly 3, like there's just all sorts of like dodgy, like these are 126 quid.
That's what I was going to say. They're always priced at a funny price as well. It's never straight 60 quid or 80 quid or something like that. It's always an odd number.
£126.55. Brand new Nike Air Zoom Alphafly Next Percent 3 UK 9. They look so, what's the word? Legitimate. They look so real. But there's no way these things are real. No way.
But how do you know that the photos that they're sharing are what they will send you? Or
exactly, yeah.
Or it might even be one of those listings where they get stock photos or someone else's photos, put the thing up for you to buy them, and then hopefully have the funds released to them because they post something, and then their profile disappears, and what they've sent you is nothing like what they actually were supposed to send you.
The seller is Patricia645. No reviews yet.
Of course, yeah.
So if you're going to take a gamble on something like that, then you've got to accept the consequences that you've probably been scammed. I would much rather buy something that looks a little bit beaten up and a bit worn. I don't know about you, but the first thing I do is I look at their, let's just say my username is Andy Maguire 362. I will look for Andy Maguire's on Strava, and I will find, and it normally comes up with whereabouts in the world they live, like Leeds or Worcester or whatever. So then I'll find Andy Maguire's, and if I can, I'll click on their thing and I'll see
if their shoes
pictures
are in there.
Yeah. And I haven't been successful yet because I always have a look and see if I can find them. But I think it's worth doing a bit of detective work sometimes, especially when they put their full name on there. You can just try and sort of see if they are telling you porky pies or not. But going back to my Alphafly 1, if I'm getting scammed for 45 quid, obviously that's not good. But at least it's not 145.
Exactly,
for what I thought were brand new shoes.
Yeah.
And it looks like the scam is they've done more miles than he says they have.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm willing to accept. If they are made of cardboard and they say that they're brand new Alphafly 3s, I'll feel a little bit disheartened and a little bit like I've been done there. So yeah. But Vinted,
Yeah.
you should take Vinted at your own risk, I
Yeah.
think, shouldn't you?
I mean, I paid what for those Pro 2s? I paid 28 quid posted. So
Yeah,
you can't go wrong, really, can you?
that's exactly. If you're willing to lose that money, then fair enough. But if you're paying a little bit too much, like you say, and like they said on The Real Hustle, if it seems too good to be true, then as Jess the sexy swindler used to say, they all had little than it usually is. They used to have little nicknames, didn't they?
Yeah. Was one of them called Paul?
Paul, yeah. Alexis Conran. It just sounds like con man.
Yeah.
Paul Wilson and Jessica Jane Clement. Yeah. So, yeah, Jessica Jane Clement, a TV presenter who also went by the name The Sexy Swindler. Paul Wilson, he sometimes used the alias Rob Marks, was a play on the words Mark, like you're the Mark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the other guy was called Alexis Conran, who went by the alias of Ian Steele or I Steele. Oh, brilliant. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole tonight. I'm going to watch some old The Real Hustles. They were brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Right, so we are now an hour and 5 in, and the only running we've talked about is shoes so far.
This is nothing like yesterday's podcast either. It's a completely different one.
Yeah, I can't even remember what we talked about yesterday. I've slept
Action figures.
since then. Yeah, I've slept since then. So on my list of things, so I've still got the same list from yesterday. First one is the Backyard Ultra, which happened in the week, and it was the Big Dog Backyard Ultra in Tennessee, in the States. And there was a British woman called Sarah Perry who not only broke the British record for Backyard Ultra, she also broke the women's world record for world record for Backyard Ultra running. The previous record for a woman was 87 laps, or 87 yards, as they call it. So a Backyard Ultra, the way it works is each lap or each yard is 4.167 miles. And you have to complete that lap in an hour. So every hour you have to complete the lap. And if at any point you don't complete the lap by the time the hour is up, you are then eliminated. So it's just basically keep going until you stop. And get those just over 4 miles done every hour. So it all depends on tactics and how you do it and how long you take rest and stuff. But Sarah Perry managed 95 yards. So she did 95 hours of running non-stop, and 395.83 miles. Nearly 400 mile.
That is... It's quite sensational, that is, isn't it?
It is. 95 hours. That's what is that? That's nearly 4 days.
Did you hear the bit about the sleep as well? Because they said, like, how did you do this? You know, how does anybody do this? And she said, well, if I was lucky, you know, I'd tactically run one of my laps through the night or a couple of my laps a bit longer or a bit faster, so I could earn myself 10 minutes of sleep. But I wouldn't be sleeping. I'd just be closing my eyes, and then I'd get up and go again and do the same. And it was like, that's the maximum sleep you're getting.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
for 4 days?
You know, there's that like ethos about seeking discomfort and all that. But that's something else.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
I don't know. I don't think I could do 4 days.
Could you do 4
I don't think I could do 4 days. I don't know how long I would cope with that. I could probably do a day, I reckon. But
yeah,
I don't know about the rest of it.
Yeah. Even in my wild years, in my uni years of watching Donnie Darko I don't think I've ever done a 4-day bender, let alone a 4-day run. So, God,
Yeah.
that would be absolutely. What sort of state would you be in afterwards as well? Because how long would you sleep for? I mean, what do you think your body would crave?
Oh man, yeah.
Because there's no way you can
Although,
eat properly, really.
although if your body has got used to such short sleep,
Yeah.
try to say that without your teeth in. Then you might not need that much straight away. It might hit you a couple of days later where you really need to go for a long old rest. Because after that, I mean, everything must still be pumping through your veins, the adrenaline and the endorphins and stuff. Even though you're absolutely shattered, you must still be quite wide awake.
And also, another thing worth thinking of as well, imagine if you're not a professional athlete and you just ask for 3 days off work. And you get to that second day and you think, I might go for a fourth here.
I think she's a teacher.
What? So she's done it in half term?
Yeah, basically.
What? That is absolutely bonkers.
Let me check, because I'm sure she's a teacher. Yeah,
because it's in America, isn't it? It was somewhere in America. I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wouldn't even be half term. Because she because it was last week, weren't it? And half term's next week.
Just think though, she'll get back to school and none of the kids will care. They won't even understand. Most adults won't even understand what she's just done.
Maths teacher from Cumbria.
Wow. That is wow, she's from Cumbria. That's she must be pretty hardcore living up in the fells and training around the Lake District. Maybe that goes in her favour. But no, that must be. I mean, there'll be a few people listening to this who might not have heard of this, but compared to, let's just say, Endure 24, like the final whistle, like the end of the match will go in 24 hours. So that's the end of the event, if you like. With these backyard ultras, they could potentially last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's the last person standing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So imagine if you're a volunteer.
Yeah, you don't know how long your volunteering stint's going to last. But I'm pretty sure, I'm sure I saw it on Instagram. The brainchild behind it is old Lazarus.
Was he in the photos? Because there was someone who looked suspiciously like him.
Because
handing over the.
I saw a video of him doing like a talk before it started, telling them about the rules and stuff, and don't get disqualified and all of this stuff. So
is that him?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So so the mastermind behind the Barkley Marathons is now behind the let's just keep on going until you fall over.
Yeah. Let's see what you're really made of, and let's see who's made of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. I think you can do them in this country, can't they? There are a few backyards.
Yes. Yeah.
That pop up. So who knows? Maybe one day in the future I'd like to have a go, but you'd need a crew, wouldn't you? You couldn't really do that solo.
No.
It's not like turning up to a marathon. You'd need people willing to give up their time to sit in the tent and sort your feet out and do all that horrible stuff and fill up your bottles when you're 2.5 days in. God, it must be.
I think before you went for that, you'd have to do something like Endure 24 or a 24-hour one first, wouldn't you, just to try it out?
Yeah, because I think it's the stopping as well that makes it even harder. Because I guess with Endure, and I'm not saying that Endure 24 is easy, but that's the opposite of what I'm saying. But with Endure, you could do, if you wanted to do this, you could do 12 hours straight. You could have 3 or 4 hours rest and then go again in the morning if you
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to. But like with this, you got
yeah,
10 minutes if you're lucky. Like, and then you got to go again. And then you've got 4 miles,
yeah.
which is probably seems an easy task at the start, but 3 days in, you're probably walking like a blooming zombie, aren't you? So, yeah,
Yeah, but
interesting.
yeah, pretty good. And I think the guy who won it was it is it Phil Gore? Is that his name?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah,
Because he was, I think he's the world record holder from an event earlier in the year, and then I think this race was the World Championships of the Backyard Ultra, and because he won it, he's now world champion as well as the world record holder.
I see. So it's just like, yeah. So he just wanted to win rather than go the distance, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, that was an interesting thing that happened this week, wasn't it? So very
Yes,
well done to you, Sarah.
yes. Then the other thing I've got down here is something a little bit naff about the sport, and that is the women's world record holder for the marathon
Yeah.
has just been given a 3-year ban. So it was a 4-year ban, but because she pled guilty and finally owned up to it, it's been reduced to 3 years,
Yeah.
which it's just a little bit naff, isn't it? So Ruth Chepngetich, she broke the world record at Chicago. She was the first woman ever to break 2:10 in the marathon. And everybody at the time was a bit dubious and said, well, there's something not quite right here. Asked her questions about it, and she just played dumb, as if to say, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's owned up to it and pled guilty. So her ban now starts from I think it's from April this year, and it will run for 3 years. But because it starts from April this year, her world record still stands, which I'm not sure that should happen.
No, because just because they haven't found any evidence yet
Mm-hmm. And
of
this is the thing.
pre-April.
So the thing she's been banned for is something called HCTZ, which is hydrochlorothiazide, which is a diuretic.
So that's
So
not actually the performance enhancing
no,
drug, is it?
so
Right.
it's a diuretic which is designed to help you. Well, it's not designed for. It's designed as medication for certain illnesses, but a diuretic makes you pass urine more, so you can drink more water and flush your system out. So
Yeah.
if you've got any traces of the substance that you've been using, which is banned, you can use a diuretic to flush it out your system. So if you do get tested, then it's not actually in your system, and you won't get popped for it.
Yeah.
But she got popped for having the diuretic show up in her tests, which
Yeah.
if she has been using this diuretic to get rid of the things, was she using the diuretic back when she broke the world record, and she just flushed everything out of her system, and she didn't get caught when she was tested for that because she'd already flushed everything out and she was actually using something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they said to her, so basically when she got tested and they found this diuretic in her, they took a list of all her supplements she takes so they could test all of it, and they also took a forensic copy of her phone so they could find all of her stuff. And apparently there was photos of bottles of steroids and people asking how to use it on her phone, which is a bit dodgy. There was
so much incriminating evidence. Yeah.
there was photos that had come from WhatsApp conversations which were about other performance enhancing drugs and stuff and how to get them, as well as how to use them. And Ruth Chepngetich, when they questioned her about it again, said, "Oh, well, maybe when I got caught, I was feeling a bit ill, so I took my housemaid's medication, and that's probably what came up in the tests." And they went, "Come on, don't be silly, don't be silly." And then she just went, "Oh yeah, all right then, cool, yeah, no, I did take it."
I said that to you. I was like, "Who's a housemaid, Lance Armstrong?"
Yeah. So yeah, it's all a bit bad, really. It's all a bit bad, but
yeah. So what? She got 3 years.
yeah. It was reduced from 4 because she pled guilty, but I don't know whether it should be a lifetime ban, really.
I think they should have to do 3 years of parkrun volunteering.
Yeah.
On the finish funnel, or one of the hardest jobs at a parkrun or something,
or being on the
Bushy Park. Yeah,
or she's got to be on the water station for all of the world majors.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
But there we go. But never mind. Yeah, so a bit of not so great news. But there we go. Then next things I've got down is some results from the past week. And first off, we had Abingdon Marathon, where Andy Rayner, also known as the FOD runner, was running, and he got an amazing PB. He was aiming for slightly quicker, but he said when the race started, the conditions were pretty much perfect, and then once they started and got into it, conditions got worse, and it wasn't as perfect as he thought. So they did battle against the weather and stuff, but he came away with a very good PB, and he broke 240 for the first time, and he ended up running an official time of 2:39 on the nose. So exactly 2:39, which is an incredible run.
That is phenomenal, isn't it?
Mm.
But do you know what? Do you know what's even more impressive? What's even faster? His editing.
Yeah, video was out the next morning.
The video was out at breakfast on Monday morning. Couldn't believe it. Fair play for that, Andy. That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty good. But amazing result, and a good video as well, showing how he managed to do it and what he went through, which was cool. Yeah. There was also Dawn Broom from the Two Running Brooms running, but unfortunately she had to DNF at 14 miles. Going into the race, for the couple of weeks before the race, she'd had a ongoing back issue flare up again. So some sciatic sort of issues and pain. And she said from the moment she started, she knew she wasn't quite where she wanted to be with the pain from her sciatic stuff. And she still tried to go for it, because it was her debut for Wales in the marathon, because it was the Welsh English Championship marathon. But yeah, unfortunately, she managed to get to 14 miles, but just had to stop. She said it would have been silly to try and run another 12 miles in the pain she was in. So unfortunate, but I'm sure she will be back much stronger at the next one, and she'll go again. Marathons are brutal, but I think that's one of the reasons we keep on coming back, isn't it? Because of how difficult they are. We just keep on coming back to fight that brutal distance again.
It's like an unconquerable achievement, task, isn't it? It's something that you're happy with, but you're never 100% happy with it. You always think you could do something else. And that's what's just so brilliant about it. So but then also there was Nick, who has got a channel called NRG Runs, and I think he was going for his first ever sub 3, and I think he just missed out. I think he was just over the 3-hour barrier. So yeah, he ran really well, but next time that
that 3 hour, that sub 3 will be going down. Yeah, because he was
Yeah,
very, very close to breaking it.
yeah. Maybe different course next time, or obviously you're quite a good chance that you might be even fitter at the
Yeah,
next block, and just yeah, maybe it will be your day next time for the sake of a few seconds, because it sounds like you missed out. You only just missed out, so yeah, keep going, mate,
yeah,
and so close.
yeah. And then also last weekend was the Amsterdam Marathon.
Yeah,
And I am not sure if we knew anyone who did the full marathon. But did I save it? Yes, I did. So the winner of Amsterdam Marathon was Jeffrey Kipchumba, who ran it in 2:03:29. And
that's
you were
fast,
saying
isn't
that's
it?
a great time for Amsterdam, isn't it?
Yeah, because especially like anyone that's done it will know that last mile or two is really quite tricky, because as you run back into the Olympic Stadium, you've got this, like, you've got these cobblestones, and as well you've got to negotiate tram lines, but
Yeah,
like you just don't know where to put your feet, and especially going at the paces that they're running with the tiredness that they'll be going through. That's a bloody good time, in it. That's got to be
yeah.
one of the top 20 times of all time, is it, or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Two
Yeah,
oh. Did you say
it's up there.
203 something?
20,
It'll,
2:03:29. Yeah,
yeah, or maybe it won't be that close to the the number one time, but that's still bad, still fast. It's faster than any major this year, isn't it? Or
yeah,
not far off. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, it's an amazing time. But yeah, so Jeffrey Kipchumba was first. Second was Sergey Getachew in 2:04:17, and then in third was Getane Molla in 2:04:17. So they got exactly the same chip time, but on the gun time there is 1 second difference. So yeah, that must
And
have
that
been a proper good sprint to the finish.
and that's the only thing that matters at the sharp end of a race, isn't it? The gun
Yes, it
time.
is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you're one of the elites, when you go off on the gun, it's your gun time that, yeah, which counts.
Yeah.
But then other notable people in fifth was Joshua Chepngetich, who people have been hoping would transfer to the marathon. Well, because he is the 10,000 meter world record holder on the track, and they were hoping that he would transfer to the marathon quite well, but he hasn't quite lived up to his track racing pedigree yet. But saying that, he still ran 2:04:51, which is still a crazy good time. But
Yeah.
yeah, people have been saying, "Oh, yeah, he's never going to be any good." He was the 10,000 meter record holder, but yeah, he's not showing any ability in the marathon, but he's still running 2:04. So yeah, but I think he was leading for quite a lot of it, right on the pace car and everything. But yeah, fell off a little bit. But then in 10th place was Phil Sessamon, our GB athlete, who ran 2:07:17 for a brand new PB, which is really good. And then I think he's trying to improve on that in Valencia at the end of the year.
Wow, that's fast, isn't it?
So yeah, I'll tell you what's more impressive about Phil Sessamon: his dogs and the amount of mileage and the speed they do each week with him.
Really?
Have you not seen it? He takes his dogs out on runs, and they're running his pace, and they do stupid amounts of mileage every week.
Me and Daisy could have him, I reckon. I want to know what distances they can do. Do they
Well,
do like half marathons and stuff like that?
oh yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay, maybe not then. I thought you were
yeah.
going to say just 5Ks.
No. They do huge mileage every week.
Oh,
It's quite
okay,
impressive.
Then.
Yeah,
All right, something for me and Daisy to work towards.
definitely. And then in the women's race, Annalem Desta was in first place in 2:17:34. Second was Batukan Welder in 2:17:54. And then in third was Mercedes Shimelez in 2:19:55. So yeah, that was the Amsterdam Marathon. Now, I don't think we knew anybody who was running the full marathon, but we do know someone who was running the Amsterdam half, don't we?
We do. The pride of Sunderland, yes. Big Chrissy Pickersgill. So he
Yes.
wanted. I think I'm right in saying that he hadn't broke. Sounds similar to me. He'd never broken sub 90 for the half, and he'd run Great North Run. I don't know, what was that, 5-6 weeks ago or something like that, and he didn't go the way he wanted it to go.
No.
And thought he could have done it then, and then lined up with the ambition of just trying to get over the line before in under 90 at Amsterdam. And he did it in 1:28:57.
Yes.
What a
Smashed
lad.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. And what I found really good about his video was when they came into the stadium, it was quite like compact and quite congested. And I was like, oh, is he going to be able to get through all of these? But magically, as he was running, because he had his head cam on, magically spaces and gaps just kept on magically appearing in front of him, and he just kept on taking the gaps and weaving through. And
we ought to start calling him Moses Pickersgill. I could do with a Chris when I'm running Parkrun sometimes. I wish that would happen to me. Yeah, so mate, because he was catching up with, I assume that would have been the marathon, the tail end of the marathon, because I think when I did Amsterdam a few years ago, the marathon goes off, early-ish, probably about 9. And I think the half marathon is quite a fair bit later. I think it's like 11 or 12.
Oh, wow.
So it doesn't start 20 minutes later like it would in the UK. It starts a few hours later. It might have changed since then. So maybe Chris or Kaylee can let us know about that. I don't exactly know, which I think would be quite difficult to plan for, because having a race starting at that time, having been out and about all day, and especially as they were out and about sort of supporting friends as well, that would have been quite difficult to hang about for that amount of time. But I think he was catching up with the marathoners that were maybe taking, I don't know, 4.5, 5 hours maybe. And, by that time, a lot of people were doing a bit of walking and that sort of stuff. So Chris was having to weave in and out of those people. And yeah, so extra kudos, Chris, for having the agility to weave through those guys when you're that tired. So well done.
Yeah, awesome work. And then I've also got down, we need to do some shout outs for some races coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do. So there is the Dublin Marathon that's going on as we record this, which will be tomorrow, Saturday, the 26th of October.
Yeah. The fastest growing marathon in the world.
Because it keeps on doubling and doubling.
Hey!
Yeah. Is that an Ali G joke? Because I remember him saying that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we know a couple of people doing it. I want to say shout out to Neil, who's got a YouTube channel and podcast called Run Sensible.
Yes.
And he is going, I think, in the region of about 3:10.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Which would be dreamland for me, for my marathon. So on a hilly course, which I think Dublin is, I think that would be a very, very good achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
And he might even be setting his sights slightly faster than that, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think he's in for Valencia as well.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like training's going well for him and has gone well for him. And taper has gone well. And yeah, so good luck, Neil. And I hope you do the business in Dublin, because he's a Dubliner as well. And
okay.
He lives not far from Dublin, so I think he'll know a lot of people around the running scene in Dublin. I think he's a coach as well in his local club, which I think are called the Portmarnock Runners. I can't remember the name of his club, but be an interesting guy to have on the podcast, Neil, because he's very methodical in his approach, and I think you'd especially really like his approach, because he's a very pro S&C guy, which, as we know, so am I as well. So we're going to have a lot in common. So if he's called Run Sensible, I should be called Run Stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, best of luck to you, Neil. And we also know Tipton's finest.
Yes,
Are going
TQ
over
and
there.
KQ are
Yeah.
over there to take on the marathon distance once again. TQ is on a bit of a redemption because, unfortunately, he couldn't take on Manchester earlier this year as he managed during training to I think it was either going down or going up a curb slightly wrong and broke his foot. So he was out for a couple of months with a broken foot in a boot and everything. But he has made a really good comeback and hoping for a good performance over in Dublin. And then KQ looks in good form as well, doesn't he? So yeah, we shall see how he gets on. They've both been training really well. Did a really good last long run last weekend, and
I think have they released a video today about cross country?
That was out yesterday, I think.
Oh, was it?
Because I have watched it. Yeah.
I need to go and have a look at that because I think that was to do with the relays. Was it cross country relays?
So AQ and RQ were running the cross country relays, but TQ and KQ were KQ was spectating and filming. I'm not sure where TQ was. He was back home editing, obviously. But they weren't taking part in the cross country because they are in their taper for Dublin.
Probably a good move because I imagine that's one race to maybe avoid the week before a marathon is cross country. So
definitely.
Yeah, I can see why they dodged that. But yeah, so TQ's last race would have been this time marathon anyway. This time last year when they did Chester.
Yes, Chester,
North Wales off the M56. And TQ obviously and KQ did London, didn't he? Which TQ obviously was missed out on his spring marathon. So yeah, but I know KQ's in good shape because I saw he released their video where they did of the Shrewsbury half.
Yes,
which was I think that was in September it must have been September, and that was one thing that there was shouldn't really laugh. But like the leading pack got like lost on the car park within the first 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Because the leading bike just led too far, and they were like, "Where's the road?" They didn't know which way to go, and some people sort of went, "I think it's over there. Is it that bloke who's waving at you with a high-vis jacket on with a bike?" And they were like, "Oh. Yeah, let's go that way." So yeah, that was an interesting one, but he ran really well in that race.
Yeah. So fingers crossed they both have a really good race. And then the last person we know running Dublin who got a last minute entry. He was supposed to run Galway Marathon about 3 weeks ago, but that got cancelled last minute. That is Ryan Close, who has said he needs some motivation, but it can't be all nicey-nicey. It's got to be some tough love because he's going to be in the pain cave and listening to this whilst he is running on Sunday. So, we need to give him some tough love. So, Ryan, get on with it. It's only a run, mate.
Get over yourself. Stop being an absolute loser.
Yeah, stop
Run
crying.
Faster.
You think this is painful? Oh,
stop moaning.
Right.
Stop whinging. You call yourself. You're not tired. You're not tired. You got more. Come on.
Yeah. You call this running? Come on.
You're an embarrassment. So good luck. Good luck, Ryan. I hope all is going well. If you are listening to this.
Yeah.
Whilst running the marathon, then apologies.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But no, best of luck, mate.
Yeah, get it done, Ryan. You're going to do well. So yeah,
get through it. Yeah, just dig. Go to the well, because there will come a time when you will wish that you were back out there pounding the pavement. So
Yeah.
keep moving forward, and get the job done.
Yeah, let's get it done. Then there is another marathon happening on Sunday, which yesterday you had sort of forgotten about, but I'm sure you will remember now where it is. It's a little bit hillier than Dublin. Dublin's not the flattest of courses, but this one is even hillier than that.
Are you talking about the one and only Snowdonia Marathon?
We are indeed, yes.
Well, that's not tomorrow. That was this morning.
Oh, really?
And
is it a Saturday race?
I am refreshing my Instagram and Strava whilst this podcast is going on.
I didn't realise Snowdonia was a Saturday race.
Yeah, and I can't find how Tommy D has done.
Oh, what?
So he's leaving us in suspense of how he's gotten on. The Snowdonia Marathon, from what I understand, is one of the hardest road marathons in the world by the looks of things. Because looking at the graph, the elevation graph, there looks like 3 basically mountains that last about 4 miles each to scale, including, I think the first climb is from Llanberis and it goes right up to somewhere called Penny Pass, which anyone who's climbed Snowdon might know because that's one of the big hubs to park your car. And you have to run up and over that from Llanberis, which is one hell of a climb. And Tommy D did it last year, and I think 3:10 or 3:11. And this year he wants to do quicker. He just wants to run 3:09:59.
Yeah.
And considering he ran a similar time to you.
Yeah, he ran 2:55:01 at Manchester.
Did he?
Yeah.
So considering he ran that so well, 3:10 in comparison might sound quite slow. But when you factor in those hills, 15 minutes, that's going all out. That's full pelt. Like, I would be surprised if the winner of the Snowdonia Marathon has done it any quicker than 2:25, maybe. In fact, they might have actually released it. What the winning time was or is.
There's a race tracker. I am just.
Oh, it's getting interesting now. Well, I'm just looking on Instagram. Here we go. They've released a couple of things. Marathon Area 25 winner, Michael Kallenberg. The clock is at 2:33:53. And
wow.
He looks like a Swansea Harrier, and his nipples look like they've had a bad day at the office. Look at that.
Oof.
So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm sure he'll say that was well worth it. Because that's quite a trophy to win. Look at the size of that. Looks like the blooming FA Cup. That's an absolute monster of a trophy.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
That's amazing. And it looks like the first female over the line was Kerry Merwood, and she has done it in what looks to be 2:58:45. So there's Kerry coming through. So, yeah. So these are some pretty decent times. So
right.
Is there any update on Tommy D?
I think the tracker has broken.
Oh, no.
Because it's got him. It's got him at the start. It's got him at Penny Pass at 33:11, but then nothing else. And his tracker is still running at 5 hours 43. So unless something's happened to him, which fingers crossed it hasn't, the tracker is broken.
He is from South Wales and he's running in North Wales. So he could have been set upon by the locals. There's only one group of people that are more unsafe in North Wales than the English, and that's the South Walians.
Yeah.
So hopefully he hasn't been lynched by the North Walians. But no, I hope you're well, mate. I hope all has gone well.
Yeah, fingers
Tom.
crossed.
Because, yeah, I wonder if I don't know what's happened there. So, but anyway, there is some other marathon news that I think we should mention as well, that we didn't mention on yesterday's podcast. Have you ever heard of the Beachy Head Marathon?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, that is, what I understand, is not a road marathon. I think it's a trail marathon. And it's by the sea, so it's down on the south coast. And we had a Running the Red Line representative down there, Matt Southam.
Yes. And
Matt wrote on his Instagram yesterday, my PB is, I think it's about 250 or something like that. What time do you think I can run? I think his PB on the course was 340 or 350. And he wanted under 330, I think. He has just run it in 3:32, but get this, I think he's finished 10th.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
8th. He finished 8th. So he's finished 8th in 3:32.
Top 10.
So, yeah. Went out way too hard, then kept it steady after the first 4 miles once I spiked my heart rate and got carried away. Standard. Hung on in from there. Stacked it once with a beautiful roly-poly on the grass. Rewarded with a nice soft landing. Passed about 8 people in the last 10k as the Seven Sisters took their victims one by one. Now, I think the Seven Sisters literally roll like a dragon's back. Like, it looks like a really brutal... I think the Seven Sisters might be that Microsoft screensaver with a cottage on from the noughties. Anyway, he says solid 20-minute course PB. There you go for me, with a bonus 1k added in for good measure. So he's obviously run 43k. It's now a proper marathon. Okay, so maybe it wasn't before then. Maybe it was 41k.
Okay.
I secretly wanted 3:15 to 3:20, but I was reminded early on I really do suck at running down hills and up hills, luckily, actually. So proud of all my friends. Some seriously impressive performances today all round. And he said, huge shout out to my sister, Alice Marks 22, for her first ever marathon.
Incredible.
So he says, anyone who tackles Beachy to pop their marathon cherry needs some kudos and maybe some therapy. Now give me a flat road with my Carbon Pro 4s, please, and bring on Valencia in 7 weeks. Now for a beer or 4. Well done, Matt. That's quite a performance.
Awesome work, Matt. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Eighth position. That's massive.
Talking about top 10s, I've just gone to the results of marathon Erie. And in 7th place overall was Michael Roderick.
Oh, wow.
He ran 2:49.21 for 7th place.
Impressive. I think if you're running sub 3 on that course, you must be in some kind of shape. So he's well in sub 3 as well. So, brilliant news! That's great.
Yeah, I think Tommy D might have DNF'd. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Poor lad. Hopefully you're okay, mate. I know he's had a bit of trouble with his his hammy? I think he did have a bit of trouble, but yeah, we'd love to hear from you, Tom. Let us know how it's gone, and let us know you're okay. Hopefully you're all good. So,
yeah. Yeah, I can't find him. That's gutting. Sorry. Oh man. Yeah, hope you're okay, Tom.
Yeah. Well, we should also move on to the race that never was, much like yesterday's podcast.
Yes.
of Cape Town last week,
Yes.
which was tipped as to be a world major. And the one thing that you actually need to be as a world major is to actually put the event on. So I don't think it's gone that well, which might not be a laughing matter for a lot of people that have travelled to the other side of the world to do it. But it looks like, did you say you got a feeling that everyone's been offered?
Yes, so they've
place?
Cape Town Marathon have said that everybody who was entered in this year's has automatically got a place in next year's.
Okay, well that's something at least. But yeah, apparently everyone found out 90 minutes or an hour before the start line. The start was due to happen. So yeah, apparently it was high winds and some of the start infrastructure or the start line structure was damaged or something.
The start line structure and the like the main event tent and the medical tent had blown over and stuff.
I mean, if it was the finish line or something not the start, that might have bought them a little bit of time because they obviously found this out in the middle of the night or whatever it was.
Well, can you imagine what they must have been like, the organisers? They wouldn't have slept that night, would they? They'd have been up all night just checking the weather and just watching it all fall apart.
Yeah. Well, I know. Have you been to South Africa? I've never been to South Africa, but I've heard that the winds out there are quite volatile, and because they're right on would it be the Atlantic Ocean, I guess, or I don't know what ocean it would be out there, but apparently the winds that come over Table Mountain and all that as well, it can be quite brutal. So yeah, it sounds like one of those really frustrating things, but probably they've obviously had to make the right call there. If the start line was on the floor, just before 30,000 people are coming for it, then obviously the decisions had to be made for them. So yeah, it must have been gutting for people though. They like getting ready on their way down to the start and getting the message that it's cancelled, or already being at the start doing a bit of a warm up and all that sort of stuff, and just being told sorry, you're not running today. But Ben and Mary Bridges from This Messy Happy, they put some videos on because they went with, is it Sports Tours International? You know, the company that you can pay. Yeah. So obviously they've got a YouTube gig from them, but it looks like loads of people still went out for their not marathon. You never know. Some people would have done the marathon as it should have been, but loads of people were just out. And in South Africa, they've got this sort of culture of sort of running and chanting and dancing and singing. It's like a celebration, wasn't it? Even though it didn't happen, And it just looked mega. And it looked like, if anything, if nothing else, not a bad Sunday, because there were like some aid stations still there. There were still people drumming on the side of the road and people giving out water and snacks and stuff. So the people still came out for what would have been Marathon Day. So, yeah, gutting for anyone, obviously, that didn't get to actually race the race. But, yeah, it looked like they made the best of a bad situation. Yeah, definitely. Shall we quickly go through some comments? Because we haven't done that for a couple of weeks. We haven't done it for 24 hours. So let's go back. So first one is from Sensi Simon. And he says, "Hi Brett and Andy, great listen as always. I watched Andy's Worcester City Half Marathon video. I got a PB on the day too, beating my time from Cardiff last year. I really enjoyed the route and I recommend it to anyone who doesn't get into Cardiff next year now that it's a ballot. My Garmin measured short, like many others, by about 50 metres, and the results are not on power of 10 yet. But I'm pretty sure, because it's an Events of the North race, which is Steve Cram and Paula Radcliffe, they have it properly ratified as a official length
half, don't they?
We've since checked, and they're
Yeah.
on there now.
Yeah, they're on Para 10 now. So so your PB stands, Simon. So take it. Definitely take that one. Awesome work.
Well, the reason I think it might have come up different to the year before, for those of us that have run it multiple times, is because they made a couple of course changes for the better. I was actually slagging it off, thinking, "Oh, it's going to be worse," but it was actually better. What they did, that they took away some narrow pathy bits, and they made you run around the city centre bus lanes a little bit, and I think they did actually make some improvements. But I think that cone needed to be taken back 25 metres because everyone measured a fair few metres short. So the out and back bit on the industrial estate just needed to be out a little bit further, I think. So unless it was the running through the city.
I was going to say, was it GPS drift from running through the city centre? Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been that, because it's just funny when a lot of us got the same result, but maybe that's because... But they're not exactly skyscrapers running past the multi-storey car park. So
no, but 50 metres isn't that much, is it, as well?
No.
If it was 500 metres, yes, you would probably go it's a bit wrong, but 50 metres isn't too much.
No. But yeah, it is a good race, and I know I'm biased because I'm from here, but I think Worcester's a good race, and I just hope it stays as it is, if you know what I mean. I hope it doesn't become too big, because at the moment it's just on the cusp of being too big, if you know what I mean. It's about 4,000 strong, 6,000 runners, I think. And once you start getting into the double figures, it starts becoming like, okay, we're going to have to get to the start an hour, a couple of hours before the race. But it's almost... You
found out all about that, didn't you? Having to start halfway back.
Yeah, because we didn't get to the start in time. So because I was thinking Worcester City is like a big Parkrun. It's not, because it is growing. It is getting bigger, and there are more people doing the race each time. So, but yeah, it is a good race, and I do like it, and I especially like it because it's my hometown race.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done, Simon.
Yeah, awesome work. And then next one is from a few weeks ago again, and it's from Gary Manders, and he says, best running film, The Games. Michael Crawford, Stanley Baker, Ryan O'Neill, 1970 film. It's a fictional story about breaking the mythical 2 hours for the marathon. Looks nonsensical compared to today's running science and tech, but worth a watch. So I will definitely have to go and check that one out.
Can I just interject quickly? I realised we've had an email from Conrad again, who wrote in saying his favourite film. He says the best running film is Brittany Runs a Marathon. Absolute banger. Everything that is good about running and how it can change your life, whilst also being a funny, feel-good film.
Do you reckon that's a female-fronted version of Run Fat Boy Run?
It could be. That's a great film as well. Yeah.
Yes, it is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous, and it's nothing like what the London Marathon is actually like running. But at the same time, it's quite good because of that.
In Run Fat Boy Run, his London Marathon only had about 400 competitors, didn't it? The streets looked empty, didn't they? So yeah.
Yeah. But so Brittany Runs a Marathon, is that one? Did you just say?
Brittany. Yeah.
Okay.
Brittany Runs a Marathon.
Cool.
Never heard of it.
No, I've not heard of that one. I'll have to check that one out as well. So The Games, Run Fat Boy Run, and Brittany Runs a Marathon. And then the next message, next comment is from Steve Hardy, and he says, Forrest Gump got to be the best running film, although not specifically running. What are your guys' thoughts on tapering and your approaches both previously and in ideal world? I ask as I do the Yorkshire Marathon for the second time in 2 weeks, and paranoia is in full swing. Now, it does the Yorkshire Marathon in 2 weeks. That was 3 weeks ago.
How's Brad going to be able to handle all this in February? Sorry, that was last week. Yeah. So sorry, Steve.
We're useless, and Andy went off on holiday, so we are now picking up this comment now. I hope the Yorkshire Marathon went really, really well, and you managed to taper in a good way. What's your taper tricks at the moment?
I'm the worst taperer because I've got a race tomorrow. I ran a hard 5K today. So don't listen. Feel free not to ever listen to me. Over to you, Brett. I'm bad. I'm a bad taperer.
Well, for a marathon, I now tend to do a 3-week taper rather than 2.
Yeah.
And I keep the I reduce the volume, but keep the intensity the same. So I still do my sessions in the week, still put some marathon pace in my long run on the Sunday, but just reduce the amount of mileage. And then on that last week, that's when I reduce the intensity and the mileage as well, just to get ready for the Sunday. But as a taper, I tend not to change too much other than the amount of running that I'm doing. I still want that intensity to keep my body functioning in the way I want it to be, just up until that last week where you take it a bit easier.
Right.
But it's all about keeping the consistency, but reducing the volume. And then that last week, the last few days is all about that carb load and making sure you're ready to run the distance.
Right. Yep. Sound.
Next one is from Sam King, and he says, listening to you talking to me about threshold running whilst in the middle of a threshold rep. Try saying that twice. Well done on the session. Threshold, especially sub-threshold, does sound easy on the face of it, but as you've discovered, the reps still feel hard. The only difference is you're not keeling over at the end of each rep compared to, say, a VO2 max workout. It's a solid 7 out of 10 effort rather than an 8 or a 9, but 7 out of 10 is still a challenging pace to run at any time. To give you an idea on paces, my fastest sub-threshold sessions are about 5 seconds a K quicker than my half marathon pace, and my slowest are about 5 seconds slower. So if you want to do that sub-threshold, he's looking at between 5 seconds either side per K of his half marathon pace.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So if you are going to continue any of that training in the future, maybe towards the next marathon or whatever you do,
maybe that's why I found it so tough, because I was doing it closer to 10K pace. And then odd tired legs, 10Ks, as I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, 10K
pace is
10K pace isn't really your hour pace, is it?
No,
especially when you're running around 40 minutes.
So yeah, Sam's bang on with 5 seconds either side of your half marathon pace.
Yeah. And then next one is from Sam Delve 22. And he says Cape Town Marathon got cancelled 90 minutes before it was meant to start due to high winds, apparently. Such a shame. Yes, we did just talk about that. Yeah, it's mental that it got cancelled so close to the start as well. You would have thought that maybe they would have decided halfway through the night when they saw the winds being bad, but 90 minutes before, crazy. Then next one is from Liger Pride, and they say, I think this is for you, sub 3 has to be on the agenda. No point in delaying. You've got the speed, you've got the endurance. If you're sub 90 now, you can be sub 3 this time next year.
We shall see. We shall see.
So, yeah. I think that's definitely something you need to look towards. You just need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Next one is from It Goes Pepper. And they say, the Garmin Strava thing won't go anywhere. They'll make up in the end. Basically, Strava got upset that Garmin were trying to force their logo on activities. The fact is that Strava already do this for other manufacturers like Coros, so don't really have a leg to stand on. Also, Garmin are infinitely bigger than Strava, so it's in Strava's interest to keep Garmin happy ultimately. Which, I can agree with. But at the same time, do Coros pay Strava to have their logo on stuff, and Garmin are just trying to force it on Strava? So maybe that's why Strava wasn't happy, is they're getting a monetary gain from Coros for putting their logo on stuff, but Garmin just want it for free, just to be able to use their data. Yeah. But as we said, Strava is a social media app, really.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not gaining their own data, but it's a platform that everybody uses because they want to interact with everyone. How many people are using Garmin Connect? No one. No one's
No
using
one's.
that.
What? Why would you use that?
Yeah.
Like that. It, I don't know. I like being a Strava subscriber. I've got no. I know it's 50 odd quid or whatever it is, but I quite like all the features. I know I can get
Yeah.
them from my Garmin, but I like that everything's all in one place,
Yeah.
and I like being open and honest as well. Especially when you've got a YouTube channel, people always think you're hiding stuff sometimes, or you're not doing what you say you're actually doing. So people, if they want to, can go onto my YouTube, my Strava, and
Yeah.
they can see all my split, not only my splits, but they can see my actual workouts. Because
Yeah.
here's the difference: sometimes you can run a run, and your splits come as your moving time. So you can stop and have a cup of tea at mile 3,
Yeah.
halfway,
Yeah.
but your Garmin will, or whatever you're using, will carry on. And unless you've listed it as a race, it will just say a different
Yeah.
split
Yeah.
time,
Your moving
basically.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another piece of advice I'd always say. If you don't think that your splits are the same as what you remember your watch saying, on Strava, change your activity to a race, especially if it's a park run or some. Even if it wasn't a race, who cares? Nobody cares. But then you'll get your actual splits
Yeah.
on Strava. But yeah, I've got no problem with being a Strava subscriber, and I'm glad
No.
it's all been settled
Yeah.
and sorted out.
And yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So Strava have dropped their lawsuit against them, haven't they? So it's not going to go any further. But the other thing that Garmin don't offer is they don't offer a transparent overlay of your stats, do they? That you can put onto a photo.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
How cool is
all,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
all the Garmin people who were moaning at Strava are also the people that constantly use the Strava overlays.
Yeah.
so, so they were saying how petty Strava were, but then we're constantly using Strava's stuff.
The
So,
PNGs,
were they
yeah.
actually? Yeah, it's quite ironic that they were having a go at Strava for moaning that somebody wants something for nothing. But yeah.
Yeah.
But there we go. Anyway, next one is from LOLO35, and they say, "Love how Chloe gets an apology for the France slander, but me from Middlesbrough gets nothing. I think the French would be in awe of the transporter bridge, the chemical stacks, and the thriving nightlife. Wait till I see you in Valencia."
Oh, they're all going to be queuing to get into Middlesbrough. Will it's Will, isn't it? I think LOLO is. I think is it Will? I'm pretty sure it's Will. And yeah, I'm sure after going to see Buckingham Palace, the next place on everybody's list is Middlesbrough. We have to go to Middlesbrough. It is the best place in the world to see the chemical stacks. We need to see the transporter bridge. Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it. And then Rob Scott has left a comment saying, "Looking forward to seeing how the cross-country showdown plays out."
Yes.
I did my first cross-country race a couple of weeks ago myself for Rochdale Harriers in the Red Rose League. Having diligently done all my grass intervals in brand new cross-country spikes to prepare the calf muscles, we found the course bone dry with a couple of long tarmac paths. So hastily changed to road shoes. One question, socks with cross-country spikes or not? My instinct says soaking wet socks means heavy feet, but I wonder about rubbing and chafing by the end of the race. One to try out before the race day, I guess. That's not really a cross-country race, is it? If it's got some long tarmac paths, you can't wear spikes along that, can you?
No.
But yeah, socks with spikes. What do you think? I know you've not done any spikes races yet, but what would you do?
Ever worn them. So I have zero input to this because you could tell me to do something just to maliciously sabotage my race against you. You could tell me to go barefoot and ruin my race. So I don't know.
Yeah, I will always wear socks with everything, no matter what. I know a lot of people don't wear socks on the track with track spikes, but that tends to be for the shorter distances like the sprints and up to maybe 1,500 meters. Because I always run longer distances, I would always wear socks in spikes, and definitely in cross country. With the weather, with it being so cold and it being so like all over the place and the ground not being flat and stuff, you're constantly moving around in your shoes. Yes, they should be a snug fit and tight, but you will get some rubbing and stuff. And I always get a little bit of rubbing on one of my toes, so I always wear socks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they might get wet and they might be a slightly heavier, but I think it'll help you in the long run to wear socks.
Very good.
And then last one is from Stephen Smith, and he says, just to add to the list of marathons taking place whilst the pod was having a break, I ran my home race, the Loch Ness Marathon, for the 9th time and smashed my marathon PB by over 5 minutes to finish in 3:10:36. After not being able to reach my full potential in London and Edinburgh due to heat and gusty winds, respectively, didn't even manage a sub 3:20 in either race. I'd been wanting for an autumn race to get me into beast mode. I ran what felt like the perfect race and well and truly conquered long hill known as the Monster at 19 miles. Couldn't be more delighted with my performance, and after ending a 3-year PB drought, I'm now wondering how much faster I can go. After 3 marathons, I could easily have decided to rest, but where is the fun in that? I have the Dave Away 50k coming up in November, and the build for London will once again start in January. Great to see Brett getting back out for some miles, and hopefully he too will be able to put in another strong performance on the big day. Finally, massive well done to Andy on the sub 90, an epic achievement.
Thank you very much. But well done. That's massive.
Yeah, that's
isn't it?
awesome,
What a
Stephen.
PB
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, knocking over 5 minutes off at Loch Ness, and apparently that's not their flattest of courses either, is it? And as you said, there's a hill called the Monster at 19 miles, so it's not going to be easy, is it? Known as the Monster.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no, that's very, very impressive. So very well done, Stephen.
Yes.
And thanks.
I have just looked at the time. Should we leave emails until next week?
There was one that I wanted to read out, which kind of will filter into what we're about to do with the Strava Seg.
Oh, go on then.
Because this is from last week's random. What should we call this? I don't know. You know when you picked a number?
Oh yeah,
Pick a number. Yeah. So this came in after we finished our podcast version 1.
Oh, really?
So this is coming from Andy Heppel, who we randomly shouted out last week. Hi, Brett and Andy. Cheers for the shout out last week. A bit strange listening to the pod on a run with your own Daisy. This will make sense in a minute. And you, with your own Daisy, and you hear and you hear your name called out. Definitely a good addition to the pod to give a shout out to those not at the top of the leaderboards and hear about other listeners / running clubs up and down the country. A bit of a geography lesson included, as well as finding out where clubs are based in the country, e.g. Gosforth, who are up near Newcastle rather than the South Coast. Okay, right. I don't think I'm too bad at geography, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what I was confused with. There is a place called Gosport, which is in or right on the harbour in Portsmouth. So I was so close. Forth, Port. Shut up. A couple of facts about Gosforth Harries. Now, this is quite good. Number one, this would be quite cool, actually. If you're in a running club, this would be quite cool to hear about your club's, some of the things your club do. Our annual club mile is run for a trophy called the Spavaga Trophy, which was presented to the club in 1953 when a team from Sweden, Stockholm Spavagas, came to England and competed in a track competition against Gosforth Harriers. The following year, Gosforth went to Sweden for a return match where they also competed against a team from Copenhagen, winning both events. Heady days. 2, the club was established in 1927 and will be
Oh, wow.
celebrating its centenary year next year, 100 years.
Amazing.
Not sure how many other clubs out there that are as old. Anyway, thanks again for the shout out and the cracking pod. Keep up the good work, always a top listen. Hope all goes well on the return, Brett, and you get back to where you were. And keep up the good work, Andy, going from strength to strength. From Andy Heppel and Daisy, aka Andy and Daisy of the North. So he's got a dog called Daisy and he's called Andy.
Amazing. That's wicked.
How cool is that? So yeah, that's
amazing.
Well, let's make this has to happen. If we call you out, you have to send us an email about you and your running or your running club or what you like to do.
Tell us more about you.
Yeah, okay. So I think, that does work out well. For some people that maybe don't find themselves in the top of the leaderboard, maybe this is a good idea. But how cool is that they have a match, or they've had a match against a Sweden club, and then that's where their name is, or that's where their trophy is called from their mile.
Brilliant.
So, nice one, Andy.
Amazing.
From the Gosforth Harriers.
Yeah. Right, so last thing to do is the Strava segment. So last week's leaderboard, our distance leader, who I think ran an ultra, 100-mile ultra, which means he leads by quite a long way. At the top is Rory Hancock with 112.5 miles. So awesome work, Rory. I hope the 100-miler went well. I think Rachel was joining him for the last 25-mile, I think, as like a pacer for the last bit. But I don't think he was allowed crew for all of it, but he was allowed a pacer for the last quarter, I think. But amazing work. And then second place was Martin Peck with 84.8 miles. And in third place was Freddie Runs with 82.8 miles. And I'm pretty sure we will hear more from Freddie next week.
Yes.
So awesome work from you three. Our climbing top three. In first place was once again Mark with a C, or Mark with a C. With 9,075 foot of climbing. Second place was Rory Hancock with 5,295 foot. And third was Jack Blackburn with 4,682 foot. Our ladies' top three on distance. First place was Rachel Watson with 57.8 miles. Second place was Chloe Hamard with 48.1 miles. And third was Dee Cook Rees with 46.3 miles. And in our climbing, first place was Ash Spedding with 2,546 foot. Second was Stephanie Parker with 1,946 foot. And third was Jackie Wilson with 1,798 foot. So amazing work from everybody. Well done. Now is the time that you pick a random number, and I will shout out a random person from our leaderboard.
Shall we go with the year that I was born, 85?
85. Let's go for it. So 85. Hang on, let me just check them on last week's. Yeah, last week. 85 is Jason Pritchard. And Jason has got a Welsh flag after his name. And I would think so with a name like Pritchard. Reminds me of Matt Pritchard, the skater who then became one of the leads in Dirty Sanchez.
I follow him.
Oh, do you? Yeah, because he now does a lot of running and Ironman, like triathlon and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then when he was trying to get sober, because he's gone fully like vegan and fully sober and everything, when he was trying to get sober, he challenged himself to rowing across the rowing across the France. What you call that? The channel. So he rowed across that, and there's a documentary coming out about that.
Fair play.
So yeah. But anyway, that's Matt Pritchard. We'll go back to Jason Pritchard, who ran 32 miles for the week and did 1,385 foot of climbing. So awesome work, Jason. And we look forward to hearing from you over email about you and your running.
Yeah, how cool. So yeah, get in touch, Jason. And we'd like to hear a little bit about you.
Yeah. So, right, on that, have you got anything else that you would like to put forth this week?
I think that's all. I've got a race tomorrow.
Oh, yes, you have. Yes. Tell us where you going.
So it's in Burton-upon-Trent. It's a run-through race. It's called the Brewers 10K. I don't know a lot about it. I'm being led to believe that it's fairly flat. So I'm going to go for it.
Is it a PB attempt?
I'm going to go for not only that, I'm actually going to go for a sub 40.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'm fully prepared to be very humbled and potentially blow up epically. But I'm going to risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So,
amazing.
So yeah, I'm going to go out fair, awesome. Not quick, but not slow. I'm going to try and kind of stay on that 40 pace, but maybe on the 39, 30 pace.
Yeah.
And just see if I can kick at the end to try and get over the line. But
PB
is 40.55, so that would be a really nice target to break as well.
Yeah. Well, best of luck, mate. Have a great run, and I'm sure we will hear about it next week.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Right, so thank you very much for watching or listening, everybody, and we will see you next week. Cheers, guys.
See you later, guys. J'adore le Middlesbrough, the chemical stacks.